And now I want to talk about that. So pick a topic. You get to pick because you cover a wide range of topics from, policies in California that impact homelessness, fires, health
let's start with California.
You want to start with California?
Since we're in California right now, and you're back. I know you.
I don't live here, but I come and I go. I come and I go to be able to have in-person interviews, and for family stuff. Okay, so let me pull up my James notes here. All right, I have a bunch of links, but I want to start with homelessness. So I'm going to throw out what the person who knows a little bit more than the average person would say. I've heard we spent $24 billion on this. I heard the problem got worse. I heard we don't know where the money is. You did a deep dive into this. Tell me everything you ended up learning in your dive on Newsom, California homelessness, $24 billion. Is there anything else to know that I missed?
Well, I think people should understand what is happening. And before I get into all of that, I just want to say, because I think a lot of people, even you, call me an investigative journalist and this kind of thing.
Well, what are you?
And there's some investigation that I do. There's a very small sliver of, I think, what I would deem primary source and news gathering. I'm going and talking to people or trying to get public records requests done. But that takes a really long time. Mm-hmm. And I can probably only do like one of those every few months because from start to finish. So a lot of the other stuff I do is built on the back of other people's reporting, like local reporters. And I'm basically
aggregating it.
Yeah, I'm taking their reporting, I'm aggregating it, amplifying it. So I just want to give them a lot of credit for the stuff that they do that nobody really acknowledges, right? I think I'm like at the tip, because I'm on social media. They're out there slogging it, in a traditional newsroom, trying to figure out what's going on. So I want to give them a lot of credit for that. So you're
connecting the dots. So one reporter chases down one story about something, another one chases another, and you're aggregating all of this information. When you put it together, you now have a full picture, and then you amplify the message.
And we can't do it without everybody, and that's why local news.
Totally get it.
We can't just have news influencers.
Totally.
We can't just have the CNNs, the talking heads. Like we need people on the ground that's gathering this information. And to answer this, the story of California, so we know, right? 24, now it's higher, 25, $26 billion over the last 5 or 6 years dedicated to trying to solve this homeless problem.
Right.
Homeless is up about 30 to 35%, depending on how you measure it.
Bananas.
And with that amount, I've calculated, you could basically buy homes for almost every single homeless person you could house. And another fact of California that I learned recently is that we actually have more units vacant in California than homeless people. So then you have to ask yourself, well, what's going on here? Why do we keep, if you talk to a lot of the policy experts, they say we need more housing. More housing.
Yeah, we're building the monster in the median in Venice, and we're building low-income housing in the Palisades, which I can't wait for you to talk about. Of course, we constantly need low-income
we need more housing. And that talking point is an industry. It's a real estate industry injected talking point is because they want to build. This is how they're going to make their money. So they need to find a reason to do it. And the reason is, or the altruistic reason is, we're going to help house people. But the reality here is that in a lot of those mega low affordable or low income housing units, there's only a few of them that actually are set aside for low income people. They're market rate buildings. So they're like luxury high rises. In order to get the tax credit, then there's a couple of units within that whole building that they say is low income.
Got it.
And there's also covenants as well. So within 25, it depends. So between 25 and 50-year covenants to say these need to be low income. And after that, it's market rate.
Got it.
And when you dig into, so one of the big things, my 2 big things, like follow the money. And usually then you find it's always profit over people. So Gavin Newsom, if you remember a few years ago, he was running for against a recall. Do you remember the recall?
Yes, I sure do.
So one of his biggest industry backers was real estate. So then he's now faced with a challenge of, this is a really bad PR thing that's happening in California when you go to these big cities, all of them, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, they all have homeless issues. And so they're saying, what's going on here? And he said, well, we're going to solve this problem. But the way he solves the problem is only through a giveaway to his donors to say, well, we're going to do it that way. We're going to build housing, but it's just funneling money from the government into the hands of the real estate people.
Active Skin Repair utilizes a molecule called hypochlorous acid. Now, when you apply it to the skin, the molecule works by mimicking the natural immune response to cleanse, soothe irritation, reduce inflammation, and support healing. Active Skin Repair can be used to treat a wide range of skin issues, including cuts, scrapes, burns, sunburns, diaper rashes, and other types of skin damage. And it's also safe and non-toxic, making it suitable for use on all skin types, all parts of the body, and you can even use it on rosacea, eczema, and acne-prone skin. With over 500,000 happy customers, thousands of 5-star reviews, and ingredients so safe and clean they can be used by the youngest member of the family to the oldest, you now have one simple solution for all of your family's skin health needs. So visit ActiveSkinRepair.com to learn more about Active Skin Repair and to get 20% off your order. Use the code Jillian. Again, that's ActiveSkinRepair.com and the code is Jillian. Choose Function because it's the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to take effective action. Inside Function, you can test over 160 biomarkers, from heart and hormones to toxins and inflammation, even stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, and they're all tracked in one secure place over time. It's a near 360 view to see what's happening in your body, and that's why top health leaders like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Jeremy London, they're all behind Function Health. This is why I love Function Health. And you know what else? Lab visits are fast and convenient at 2,000 plus locations across the U.S. Just $499 a year, that's $1.37 per day for cutting-edge health insights. What sets Function apart? All the results are tracked over time in one secure place, so you see how your health evolves. Insights come from top doctors based on your unique results. These could cost over $10,000 if you did it on your own, and there are no perverse incentives. Function doesn't push supplements or pharmaceuticals. It's just powerful, unbiased health data designed to help you own your health. Learn more and join using my link, and the first 1,000 people get a $100 credit towards their membership. Visit www.functionhealth.com/Jillian or use the gift code Jillian at sign up to own your health. Are we giving them so we're giving them the money to build these places?
We're not giving them all the money, so we're giving them tax credits and things like that to make it economically
so when
viable.
Newsom gives $100 million for low-income housing in the Palisades, who's getting that $100 million?
So that's the developer.
They are getting actual money then and a tax credit.
I haven't looked into the $100 million specifically and like where that money, how it's going. I think it's what it is. I think it's to help subsidize the building because they want to say, hey, we're going to, supply some of this housing to homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to make it seem like, oh, Palisades needs more low-income housing. It's like they can actually build that elsewhere. That's what a point that I made before is like you can actually build that elsewhere. But Palisades is a better neighborhood.
Yep.
So that building will be worth astronomically more in 50 years than if you build it in another area.
Right, because none of this is actually about housing the homeless.
No, because if we wanted to house the homeless, we would just house the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually just do it.
Right.
But it goes through all of these nonprofits, right, that aren't held accountable.
Boosted. Yeah, there was one about fraud. A woman who had siphoned off some of that money.
Oh, okay. I don't know. There was a lot of these stories, but it might have been Valicia Adams Kellum, who was the head of the LA Homeless Services Authority.
That was it.
And that
was it.
That agency was responsible for basically giving out contracts to private vendors.
Got it.
To, do various programs to alleviate homelessness. But the problem with that is there's no accountability to say, I gave you X millions of dollars. How many people did you house? None of that happened.
Right.
And so what happened this is local reporting again, they were digging through all of the receipts and said, hey, you're funneling money, millions of dollars to your husband's nonprofit.
That was it.
Right?
That was the story.
And that's the kind of conflict of interest that erodes trust in government, right? Because you're saying these government officials are in bed with nonprofits, which are basically for profit. I mean, nonprofits
100%.
are there's a whole industrial complex of if you solve this problem, then you have no more work.
Right.
You can't actually solve it. I think that's the fundamental issue, is that the incentive structure is all jacked up.
When I looked at this one involving the No Kings riots, and I believe you did a video on this and who funded it, and Christy Walton from Walmart, you had like an incredible expose on that. There was one piece that I remember, and I can't remember if this was in your reporting particularly, but it was Gavin Newsom took state dollars and he gave it to a nonprofit called Churla, which is, I believe, an immigrants' rights group, which, great, whatever. But these guys then turned around and paid money into his gubernatorial campaign. So it's like this weird loop where he takes tax dollars,
right,
funnels it through the NGOs, like,
Yep.
here's work to help with immigrants, this, that, and the other. And then, by the way, give it back to me to run for governor or to fight a recall. And it's I don't think people understand how truly diabolical. And it's not unique to Newsom.
It's not unique to Newsom,
Right.
at all.
Right.
He's just, because he is running the largest state and the most, I guess,
The largest GDP.
the wealthiest state, right?
How is it more than New York? It's got to be big tech, I think.
And that's and it's just the clear corruption where you don't see anything pass for the people. And this is something I learned. I was talking to Butch Ware. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's running for governor of California as a Green Party. And he was trying to explain, he was telling me the story, which blew my mind, in that, universal healthcare is something that a lot of people want in California. And supposedly that's like the Democratic Party platform, is universal healthcare.
Okay.
But
There's a but.
That would go against the donors of the Democratic Party, because they have a lot of healthcare and insurance donors as well. I mean, both parties more or less have very similar constituencies in the donors.
It's the uniparty.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk of that. That's the whole point. These guys all take money from the same people. One of the key politicians that went into Clip Kennedy's wings in that nomination process was Republican, Cassidy. It's like, remember that?
Yeah,
I'm going to need all these concessions. As the temps start to rise, I get that familiar urge to refresh my closet. But I am done wasting money on trendy pieces that I wear once, which is why I'm obsessed with Quince. The clothes are timeless, elevated, built to last, no insane markup. I'm talking about 100% European linen shorts and dresses that start at just $30. Italian leather platform sandals, luxe swimwear that looks straight off a runway but costs half of what you'd expect. Quince partners directly with top-tier factories, cutting out the middleman so you get designer quality at a price that actually makes sense. And they only work with ethical, responsible manufacturers who care about people and the planet. Personally, I stocked up on the linen tees and the tanks, and believe it or not, a killer summer dress. Occasionally, I do wear dresses. And honestly, it finally feels like my wardrobe matches my standards. Upgrade your wardrobe at quince.com. Luxury should never mean compromise. Team, give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Jillian to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jillian.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.